everyone, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new in my channel, my name is Fatima, and for those of you that have been following me throughout my journey, I want to thank all of you for following me. Today, I want to talk about stress. I have noticed that a lot of us have stress, anxieties. I have stress, anxieties, and panic attacks. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit of how I found out that this was happening to me since the age of 20. I want you guys to see what I have gone through since the age of 20. I believe that this is hereditary because I remember my mom being kind of stressed. I remember her going to the hospital and she was hyperventilating, and I remember she was sick, and for a long time she wasn't able to work. So, guys, I have a feeling that this, for me, in my case, is hereditary. I also have a couple of my children that have this same stress issues where they are taking medication already. One of my sons is taking medication. He is only 23 years old, and he is taking medication for anxieties. And I see more that he has his anxieties. I don't see him having stressful issues. But I do see him having anxieties where he has to do things fast, fast, fast. He can't, he wants to, for example, his problem is he wants to make money, 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 money. And I've already told him that that's not the best, to take it day by day. And it's something that he's a young kid, and he just wants to establish and have some kind of a business and maybe retire early. So he's stressing to work as many hours as he can to be able to do that. But anyway, that is my son, and I don't want to talk about my family. I want to talk about me. So when I was 20 years old, I started having symptoms of headaches, having symptoms of not wanting to clean, not having energy to clean, not wanting to clean, having energy to clean. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want, most of the time I just wanted just to be left alone. And as time went on, I started progressing with this. I would go to work, and I was just having so much trouble at work. But I would force myself, and I think that that's one of the problems that made me worse, is that I've always forced myself to work when my body and my head was saying I can't do it, and I would force myself to do it. So that was one of the things that I've noticed that as time went on, I was having trouble with, is the lack of not wanting to go out, not wanting to do anything, to just want to be left alone, to just wanted to sleep, and just wanted to be in my room. And that's one of the problems that occurred on my 20s. As I got in my 30s, I got a really good job working for the government at making $26 an hour, but that wasn't at the beginning. It was when I left at $26 an hour. And I would, as soon as the alarm would ring for me to go to work, my body would shake already, and I would feel dizzy, and I was gasping for air, but yet I was forcing myself to go to work. Most of the times I would wake up, be sleeping and waking up and, gasping for air. I didn't have air. A couple times I fainted because it was really, really bad. My stress and my anxiety level was just really, really bad. I continued working. Of course, we had to work because my husband was disabled, and I was the one that was the sole provider. So I would force myself to work every single day and to do overtime to be able to pay my bills and to be able to save a little bit for emergencies. So guys, I always forced myself to do all of that. And sometimes when your body is saying you can't do it, then you need to just back off and take some time off and relax, or just go and have your mind be focused on maybe taking a trip and having some fun, and then come back and do your routine. And I think that helps quite a bit. So, guys, but right now, with all this time that this has been happening to me, I am getting worse. Right now, I have trouble with people. I don't, every time I'm in crowds, I can't breathe. I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm going to faint. I feel nauseous. I just don't feel good at all. And most of the time, like I said, I live in my room. I live in my room, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have a bunch of nightgowns, and I when I'm home, which is basically all the time, I what I do is I have my nightgown. I cannot stand. I get anxious when I have Levi shorts or anything on. I have to have my nightgown on, and I have to be in my room. So at night, I take my shower or my bath, and then what I do is I change to another nightgown, change all my clothes, and put another nightgown on. And basically, instead of using a lot of the clothes I use is nightgowns. When they get bad, I throw them and order new ones. But most of the time I live is in nightgown. Anybody that comes over my house, or when my kids get home, I'm in my nightgown. And that's just how I live, is in my nightgown and in my room. A lot of the times I don't feel like doing anything. When I don't do anything, my family, they help. My husband helps clean, helps me cook. And there's times I don't want to do anything. And if I'm forced to do it, I get really upset, and I just don't do it. I just don't do it. So my husband knows, and my kids, they know when I'm in that point where I'm about to burst, I need to be left alone and let me, relax. And I have to deal with myself. There's times I want to give up, but I cannot let myself give up. One of the things that I am afraid of is dying. And when I go out, I feel like I'm going to die. So I am here in my home, in my room. I am protected. Nobody can do me any harm. I am safe here at home. That's how my head works, and that's how I believe, to be. I went to go see my therapist at the office, and I told her that if I was to be going to see her at her office, that I was not going to see her anymore, that I wanted to talk to her on the phone. So I specifically told her that if I don't see her on the phone, I don't want to see her no more. So we are going to be doing visits on talking by phone. Guys, she saw how I was doing. I was gasping for air. I couldn't breathe. We had to have a face mask on, and I just had to pull it out because I could not. And she saw how I was dealing with my stress, and I think I gave her stress because I could see her gulping for air too. Like everything that I was telling her, what I go through, how I fight every day to live, everything, I could see her being bothered by it. Like it was bothering her, everything that I was telling her, and seeing what I was going through, it was bothering her. And I could see her also breathing very, very hard. So I think she also has problems too with stress or anxieties, or just doesn't like to hear what is going through in that person's life. Another thing, guys, we all know what it bothers us. I don't care who it is. If you have anxieties, if you have panic attacks, if you have stress issues, you know what is stressing you out. And I know what's stressing me out. I know what bothers me. I know one of the things that really bothers me a lot is killings, earthquakes, all of that stuff. Floods, people suffering, all of that bothers me a lot. And it's my head works that if they are suffering and I am looking, I'm suffering with them. I am, it's like what they're suffering, I'm suffering. And then it gets me into a panic attack, anxieties because I'm suffering like they are, or maybe more than they are. That's just how my head works. I don't like it how it works, but that's just how my head is working. So, guys, it's we all know what is stressing us out. I am afraid of leaving my home. That's a part of when I was going to work. I would force myself to leave the house. Times I thought I wasn't going to make it to work, how I felt, and forcing myself to do that. It took a toll on me, and now I am afraid of leaving the house, and that something could happen to me. That's how my head works. And I prefer to be in my house, in my room most of the time. Or there's days I feel like cooking. There's days I'm happy. There's days I'm sad. There's days I cry. There's days I laugh. There's days I just want to get out of the house. But the times that I want to get out of the house are times that I'm I want to get out of the house, guys, but I want to be with just my family. So we try to find places that it's just us. It's not a lot of people. If I go, for example, to Monterey, we are in a place where it's us. That's it. There might be people around, but not close to us. So I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with having too many people, too many crowds. It makes me hyperventilate. And I have someone in my family that is the same way. They don't like to be around crowds. It makes them anxious, and it makes them want to, breathing really hard and lightheaded. So, I do have families that done that. That's why I think that it is hereditary, what I'm going through, and I see that I'm going worse. It's going worse because it's at a point where I don't want to do anything. But like I said, there is those days that I do want to go. And there's those days that I just don't want to be home. And it's once in a big while, but it happens. And my therapist says it's okay, but I don't like to do those impulse without thinking. Those impulse jumps, because I tell my family, either you go with me or you got to stay behind, but I go by myself. And of course, they know of everything that's going on with me. So they're always watching me, thinking that maybe I would take my life, but that's far from even thinking about that. But I'm always, there's always someone checking in on me, always someone at home with me. There's always, or if I leave, there's always someone with me, because they think, and it is true. A lot of people, we've had friends that actually killed themselves over this. But guys, don't do that. If you ever feel like you're going to kill yourself, don't do that. Find help. I'm here if you guys want to follow me on Instagram on Budget with Fatima. I am here for anyone that needs my help, that wants me to listen to anything that they're going through. I can be a really good listener, and I can be a really good friend. Also, seek help with a therapist or with loved ones. That is very important. Don't let things get out of hand. Don't let things, don't let this sickness control you. And I am trying, and I am fighting every single day to not give up, to not let this this sickness go over me and make me do things that are not good, and because one of the things that I always get is, do you want to take your life? Is it something that you feel like you want to take your life? And no, I don't want to take my life. I'm afraid of dying, but I am not thinking about taking my life in any way whatsoever. Anyway, but guys, this is a very bad sickness, especially having the 3 symptoms that I have, that a lot of people cannot handle it. And it is very tough to live with this. And especially, I've lived with it all my life. I see that it's getting a lot worse than before, but I am still not giving up. And I won't give up until the day that God says, this is your day. But I am not giving up. So guys, be strong. if you have a problem and you know what your problem is, because we all know if we're stressing about something, we know what we're stressing about. Take care of it. If it's about money, guys, money problems, money comes and goes. And another thing too, if we can't spend, we shouldn't spend. Why put yourself into stressing? Put yourself into bills. Put yourself into, if you can't afford it, don't buy it, guys. It's one of the things that I've learned to live with, because I've lived all my life with debt, because like you guys know, I have a business that has debt in there. And I also, as you know, my Visa, there's always debt, but see, I'm taking control over it. I was owing about 14,000 on it, and now I'm down to a little over 7,000, and I am working hard to get it all paid off by the end of the year. And you know that every month money comes in, but I am forcing myself and doing whatever I can to finish paying that Visa. My goal is to finish it towards the end of, maybe in December, the end of the year in December. And if not before, but in December. But I am doing that because it bothers me. Nothing bothers me like my business. Nothing bothers me because that's a business. I have that in my head. Business is debt. You have debt, you pay, you make money, but you also pay money. But that is, I don't have no problem with that. The debt that I want to control, it's an everyday debt. So I am taking control, guys, because one time I wasn't taking control and I was spending, and I added up just recently. And that's why I want to buy a planner, because I want to control my debt. Because one day I just noticed that on things that we went out to eat and things like that, and I had spent over $500 in a month on things that go by going out to eat and buying a lot of supplies that I needed for my pantry, for my freezer, and it was over $500. So guys, I have to control my spending. Today, my husband went to the store and he saw that there was meat 5 for $25, and he called me and I said, we have plenty. Do not buy anything. We are trying to eat as much as we can out of our freezers, out of our pantry, and just buy the necessary things that we are need, like tortillas, milk, fruits, vegetables, things like that. Sometimes meats, when I am low on meats, I have to restock again. But guys, if you guys liked this conversation, please put it in the, and if it helped you, please put it in the comments, and we will make another video about other things that I've gone through. But I cannot talk about everything because it, as it is, I bet you this video is already a lot longer. So guys, if this helps you, if you can't listen to it all at once, do a little at a time. So guys, we will see you guys on my next video, and please control your anxieties, your stress. If you know why you are stressing about, try to take care of the problem. That way you don't stress about it, or you don't have anxieties over it, or lose sleep over it. So guys, we will talk to you guys on my next video. Goodbye.